Okay, guys, so welcome to this webinar. So the purpose of this webinar is to let you know a little bit about the WriteTreat and the awesome people that are going to be joining you when you attend. So my name is Matthew Zaranik. I'm the owner of Rocket Expansion, author website and marketing agency. We've worked with million book-selling authors and debut authors. And in my business journey, I met our co-host for this retreat, Chris Arnold, who is a fantasy author himself, who's busy working on his first series. And we came up with this fantastic idea of holding a luxury writers retreat in the south of France. So Chris Arnold happens to be the owner of this unique Jindo estate in southwest France where the WriteTreat will be held. Chris, briefly tell us about yourself and why you wanted to be involved in this luxury writers retreat.
Oh, well, thanks, Matt. I've always been a wannabe writer. I suppose I'm in that phase of going from wannabe to actual and finishing my trilogy. And I wanted to be involved in this, especially because I do happen to own a lovely property in France. I was thinking maybe that will buy my way into the to the rather brilliant group that we're expecting to be over there. So it's like almost the bribe, so that the property got me in the door, and now I have to write my novels, and really looking forward to meeting Rachel and everyone else, so I can learn a lot about what to do with the novels when they're there. So that's why I wanted to be involved. Purely selfish reasons. I'm aspiring to do well. I'm aspiring to write better and write well. And the WriteTreat just seemed like a great idea, Matt. And thank you for calling me a co-host. But you're definitely the inspiration behind it. So, but thank you for being nice to me.
More than welcome. It's a pleasure. I think it's going to be super fun. I mean, I almost feel like if it was just the three of us, we'd have a huge amount of fun. But obviously, with a few more attendees, we'll have even more fun. um, and so next, I want to introduce our workshop facilitator, Rachel Aaron, who's also published under Rachel Buck. And Rachel is our special guest speaker. She's going to do all of the workshops for us. And a little bit of her credentials, she's published 26 novels. She has over 10,000 newsletter subscribers. She sold over 500,000 books across all of her titles. And she has 15 years of experience as a full-time writer in both trad and indie publishing. She's also sold 70,000 copies of 2K to 10K, Writing Faster, Writing Better, and Writing More of What You Love. And I've read this book, and it's a big reason why we got hold of Rachel to join this retreat and why we are so thrilled that she accepted. Rachel, tell us a bit about yourself and why you chose to join us on this Writers Retreat experience.
Well, I was successfully bribed by Chris's bribery attempt. I was like, really, France? I'm in. Hi, I'm Rachel Aaron. Many of you probably know me as the 2K to 10K lady. I'm also the author of Hell for Hire, Nice Dragons Finish Last, The Legend of Eli Mompress, and a whole bunch of other books. I have done traditional publishing. I have done indie publishing. I have an agent. I've also marketed and produced my own books. I've done my own audiobooks. I've done the whole spectrum. And one of the things that I am very passionate about is finding and nurturing new authors through the incredibly complex and terrifying world of publishing, because it's a deep well. And there are a lot of ways people can get lost. And to be a successful author, whether you're traditionally published or self-published in this day and age, you have to be better at marketing. You've got to be good at packaging yourself. Because even when your publisher helps you, you're just one of a stable. And you've got to be able to get yourself out there to get your novel what it deserves. Because you can write the best novel in the world and it won't matter if people don't know it exists. And a huge part of writing success is to master all the multifaceted parts of being an author, to being someone who can promote your books, to being someone who can write books that people really want to read, to be able to do all of this without driving yourself insane and to have fun on the process. And that's what I really care about. That is what I try to bring to authors, because I just cannot stand it when I see people killing themselves over something that should be a joyous and wonderful artistic experience. And I am very excited to do this retreat, to meet other authors at multiple points in their careers, and to just really see how we can take ourselves up a level all together.
I love it. And that's definitely something I really, really appreciate about you, Rachel, is that You want to make it fun. You want to enjoy yourself. You don't want
Absolutely.
to write painfully with your blood, you know,
I
and
mean,
take
you can
forever to do
always
it.
suffer. You can always suffer if that's your thing. But one of the things that I feel most strongly, and then I talk about in 2K to 10K, is if writing feels like pulling teeth, you're doing it wrong. There is having fun and enjoying what you do shines through your work. And if you're having fun, your reader is going to have fun. And readers who have fun talk about the book, buy the sequel. Those are your readers you want to have for life.
Absolutely. And I loved Hell for Hire. It's one of the few books I've read from start to finish in under 2 weeks in a very long time. I'm quite a busy guy. So definitely, that was a huge amount of fun. So I
Let me
think
tell you,
there's
this
a lot
book
of
is
teeth in
this
what
is
you
a
said.
little book that could right here. It's doing great.
I'm
Very
sure,
happy.
yeah. Those reviews are piling up fast, I noticed.
Mhm.
I'm listening to it on audiobook, just so you know, I've been driving to it, so that's just a little bit different. So I just thought I'd tell you it sounds good.
Thank you. And again, we did our own audio production, and I really loved the guy we got. We did the whole thing. It was a super wonderful production. And this is another aspect of book creation you can expect me to talk about if you get me in France with a glass of wine. I will not shut up talking shop.
I love it. Okay, cool. Next, I want to quickly talk about the venue that we're going to hold the Right Treat experience at. So, the Right Treat will be held at a beautiful estate house in Jindo, France. The house sits on 15 acres of French countryside. It has room for 10 guests, two jacuzzis, a pool with a pool bar, luxurious levels of space. Free retired horses roam the countryside on their state grounds. And it really is the perfect venue to escape in style for a focused, comfortable, transformational experience. So, Chris, as the owner of the house, we're thrilled that you've agreed to host this writer's retreat at your property in France. Please tell us a bit about this beautiful venue and what kind of experience guests can expect at the unique Jindo homestead.
Well, it is beautiful. I'm entirely biased, but it's so relaxing. It's quite rural. The 15 acres are surrounded by very few properties who probably also own many acres. So there's not much traffic. There's certainly nothing to stop you gazing up into the stars from the hot tub or one of the hot tubs. Um, which I do quite often with either a beer or wine, depending on my mood. I love it and I love going, and I genuinely can't think of a better experience than to enjoy that property with people who can support my writing and actually just have a lot of fun talking about, well, I particularly love fantasy. So anyone who wants to talk about fantasy novels or anything in the fantasy genre, then I'll be all over that. And I can imagine nothing better than sitting in the hot tub with that with a group like that talking nonsense quite literally and but learning lots in the daytime too. So I'm ecstatic to be invited and you know I'm really pleased that it'll be a key moment in the property. So I love going there. I spent Christmas there. I'm going for I'm on the way there now. That's why I'm in this car. I'm driving across from Liverpool, and I will be back for a week in September, and then I'll hopefully be back with you guys. Well, definitely back with you guys. I'm talking to the potential people who are watching this video in the start of October, and that would be fantastic. So it's just a beautiful place. We've got lots of uh, nature to surround it with, lots of things to visit in the region, lots of castles if you're into that stuff, lots of caves if you're like going underground. Weirdly, if we want to do things, we're going to have a nice chef who we've worked with before, French cuisine, local cuisine. It's just going to be set up for your success and for my enjoyment.
I love it. Sounds fantastic. And I
I'm very
really
excited about the food.
Yes.
And I love that we're going to go on these excursions, and I'm sure Rachel can find a, you know, writing inspiration sort of exercise and prompts and things for us when we go and visit these castles and, you know, water caves and things like that as we go.
Well, for a creative process, getting new experiences, getting outside of your comfort zone, getting outside of your sphere to go to a new place is hugely inspiring, even if you don't know what you're going to do with it yet. just the feeling of getting out and getting out somewhere new. I actually wrote Hell for Hire right after I went on a trip to Seattle. I had no interest in writing about Seattle until I went there, and then suddenly this whole book just exploded. But that's what travel can do. And it's also really great to be around other people who share your dream seriously, because we get told so many times as creatives of any sort, but especially writers, don't quit your day job, you'll never make it. And that's ridiculous. Tons of people make it. And so to be around other people who are seriously pursuing this art and are taking the steps needed to become better at it is something that I think will be a lifetime experience and will make all of us better for having experienced it.
Absolutely. I love how you brought up that point. I mean, it really is about creating this group, this collaborative group that can, dream big together and achieve big together, instead of just, being in your own little zone and a lot of other people, a lot of naysayers saying, not possible to be done.
Also, if you're having any problems with your novel, there's no one who's going to help you get through it more than a bunch of drunk writers. We will fix that problem.
I
believe it.
That's quite possibly the bit I'm looking forward to most.
Oh, we will fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There was too much plot.
Rachel, next I want to talk about the workshops that you're going to be doing for us. So every day we'll have at least 2 in-depth workshops by Rachel. Like I said, there might be extra workshops as we go on writing excursions. Maybe we'll just take inspiration from our trips, or maybe we'll, create extra workshops based on what you actually want when we, find out about you and what you're actually interested in getting out of this experience. So the workshops we'll cover, the ones we definitely will cover will be the big story idea for your series and books, plotting like a pro, creating lovable characters and hateable villains, which is something Rachel is well known for. Writing 10K words a day, obviously using Rachel's system that you can know more about in that book, or you can get firsthand when you attend the retreat. Self-editing and using editors, which I think you probably know or maybe don't know yet, can definitely make or break your novel. Publishing, self and trad, which, as we mentioned, Rachel has a lot of experience in. Book marketing the right way, going from unknown to well-read. And we'll also do personalized Q&A sessions to give you the exact help you most need at whatever stage of your career you're currently at. So Rachel, please tell us a bit about what unique learnings WriteTreat attendees will gain from attending your workshops.
Well, what I'm really hoping to do is to talk about all the steps of the process. Because like I said, there's a lot here. It's a very, people generally think, oh, I just write a book and I toss it up on Amazon and it'll be a bestseller or whatever. And that's not, there's a lot of pieces. And a huge part of how I am successful now is all the experience I got along the way, because I learned a lot of very painful and expensive lessons that I would very much like to help other people avoid. And so some of this is all the craft stuff, which I love. I'm very much into craft. My own writing style is a hybrid between being a hardcore plotter and then adjusting to be more of a pantser as I go along. Plot is really more of a strategy for how you're going to approach this novel. So we're going to talk about all the aspects that you can do and all the ways you can prepare yourself so that when the pitfalls come, you're not derailed. You can fix the problem and keep going and finish the book. We're going to talk about how you can take that book and turn it into a series. We're going to talk about how you can take the book you have written and do your best to make it successful, to make it marketable, to figure out how to make your book appeal to your readership, because you don't have to change your book. There's someone out there for it. But we're going to talk about how to show off your strengths, how to package your book successfully, what you need to do for all those stages, because this is all stuff I've had experience with myself and I've helped others do. And so you come with what you've got and we're going to tell you how to make it successful. That's the goal of these workshops, is how can we take what you already have and what your hopes are for your story and how we can translate those into something you're going to be happy with and into something that's going to be a success. Also, hopefully a book you're going to love.
Right. If I was excited before, I'm even more excited. I don't know about you, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm desperate to get this done because I need help. So yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, I think it's very clear that any author who attends this is going to get a lot out of this experience. From my side, my purpose as the owner of Rocket Expansion is very, very similar to what everybody's already said here. I really want to bring authors together. We've done a lot of work online. We've met very, very few of our clients in the real. Mostly it's always in Zoom. We have clients all across the world, from New Zealand to, the western part of the US, all over Europe. And it's just nice to actually, have a really intense experience where you meet people closely and you develop firm kind of collaborative friendships between like-minded writers and between authors. And obviously helping authors learn, like everything Rachel said, is a big part of it as well. And also, I just want to have a wildly enjoyable, easygoing, and memorable experience that will transform the trajectory of your author career for the rest of your life. Like, let's make this thing amazing. I'm sure it will be. I mean, from what you've heard here, I think it's going to be an incredible experience. So just to sort of wrap this up, we still have a few spots left at the WriteTreat in October 2024 in France. If you'd like to book a spot, if this sounds like an experience you'd like to be part of, please go ahead and book that spot right now while it's still available. And we really, really hope to see you there. It's going to be fantastic having you along and sharing this week with you in France.